minor aches and pains, your more could become less. This is why I'm here to tell you about Relief Factor. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that helps fight pain naturally. For instance, I was sent Relief Factor to try, and I've been taking it every single day. I'll tell you what, I feel the difference every day. You see, instead of masking your pain, Relief Factor's formula is designed to help reduce or even eliminate it. It's 100% drug-free, and it's been a game changer for so many people. So let's get after it this summer. Let's feel good. Let's do more of the things that we love to do. Don't let pain keep you down. Give Relief Factor a try and save on your first order. Go to relieffactor.com or call 1-800-4RELIEF. That's 1-800, the number 4. Fight pain naturally with Relief Factor. These products and statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or condition.
Okay, we're going to try to come after this. There's a 3-minute break getting ready to start, and we're going to come in after that. It'll just be bumper music coming in. Okay, Jacob?
Okay.
All right, stand by. We found a couple of issues, but we're going to still try to do this here.
Okay.
This is Lisa Stofan. Heard the Mark Patrick weight loss hype? Well, I attended because my father stopped smoking with hypnosis. Hypnosis eliminated my desire for soda and fast food, made me want to exercise, and I lost 60 pounds in 6 months. My energy level exploded.
He's just not going.
Oh, hey, everybody. Welcome in. It's Sports Daily on a Saturday. This is Jacob Albrock, Tommy Castor here. You might be wondering why we're here on a Saturday. Because why not, right? Like, what else do we have? Now, we are here with you so we can test a few things to make Sports Daily even better every Monday through Friday from 9 to 11 a.m. Tommy Castor's with me. Jad Chambers is back in studio. So There's a few reasons we're doing this. You may have heard we have expanded our program to a few different things. We're on 12 News Connected now. We're trying to enhance our video stream to add to the show. And one of the things that we want to do in that is be able to bring you guests. If you're not just listening to us, but maybe you're watching us, or maybe you go back and watch the stream another time, is we want to bring in guests and do that through video and do some other things. So in order to do that, that is not how we've done things in the past. So we've got to be able to test that out. Tommy, happy Saturday to you.
Yeah, it's a little bit different being here today. So glad to be here and joining you.
So this will be fun. So you may be inside information. We'll get you back to the BetQL fellas, Grant and Alex, in just a little bit as we go through this. But if you hear some things, if you see some things that maybe you wouldn't normally see, just that's the beauty of being here with us on a Saturday. All right. So we will take you through just a little bit. We'll get an update here on the Open Championship. Tommy can, keep us apprised of things. And then we'll talk about the Royals last night against Chicago, and that'll be it. So bear with us here, Royals fans, as you've got Royals baseball coming up here today as well. Just FYI programming note, the Royals will be playing at 6 o'clock. You'll get coverage beginning right here on KFH. But Tommy, as we've talked about that stretch, let's dig right in. That's a great way to come out. You got the offense going a little bit. Bobby Witt Jr. was fantastic, but you score 7 runs. You like to see that against the White Sox. Michael Wacha's great in that game. Fantastic in that game. 7 innings in that game. Just 7 strikeouts in that game. Only 4 hits, a walk. So he was really good, like we wanted to see. And we talked about this yesterday. They need him to stabilize things just in case Lugo and Singer aren't quite as good as they were in the first half. Maybe there's, a little bit of a pendulum swing, and he gives them that if he can really step it up, as he has now for a little while.
Well, and that's why they signed him. That's why they brought in Michael Wacha when they did in the offseason, because they felt like he, along with Seth Lugo, could be, somebody that could, not only stabilize the rotation, but elevate the rotation. And I think I've mentioned it before. We've talked about it on this program. I was concerned about Michael Wacha the first month or month and a half of the season. Yeah. But, he's really not only come around, but he is, I think, starting to build his case to be one of the aces in this rotation. And that's great to see because, clearly, Cole Ragans has the stuff to be an ace. Seth Lugo, we clearly know, although the last outing for Lugo before the All-Star break wasn't quite there. But altogether, I mean, if they can add a consistent Michael Wacha in the second half of the season, I think that absolutely elevates the ceiling of what we could be expecting from the Royals.
It does. And I feel good because I sort of expected him to, based on his longer track record. If he stays healthy, I would say this, and I could be very wrong about this, but coming down the home stretch here, I probably trust Wacha more than Singer, just because we've seen it before, right? And this is what we've hoped out of Singer, but we haven't seen it for a full season or anything like that. So I think there's a trust factor there. And again, there are 4 of these guys, right? So and Marsh, by the way, Alec Marsh pitched last night. Quick aside, it sounds like, because that was interesting to me too. It sounds like he's just getting some work in because he's not going to pitch for a bit after the All-Star break. They're trying to keep him fresh. So that was just a way for him to get some work. If they were going to use Alec Marsh as a bullpen piece, they would not pitch him in a mop-up duty. So I wouldn't worry about that, Royals. So people were freaking out about that a little bit last night. No, he wouldn't come in. If he was doing that, he's not going to be to mop up. So he was just getting some work in. No big deal. He'll be there. But you're talking about 4 of these guys. So and in that conversation, we didn't bring up Ragans yet. That's the strength of this team. It will be the strength of this team if they reach the postseason. That will be the reason that they reach the postseason. Okay, so it is not a big deal to mix that up. And I don't think it's a big deal, Tommy, if we see Lugo have a bad start, or if we see Lugo not be as dominant as he was in the first half, or Singer stumble a bit. But in order for that to not be a massive deal, you kind of need Ragans to get a little more consistent, and you need Wacha just to continue to do what he's done now, basically the entire time after the first month of the season.
Yeah, I think that what Lugo, assuming that he stays healthy and the rotation kind of rolls the way that it has, you're probably expecting maybe another 10 starts, 11 maybe, for Seth Lugo between now and the end of the regular season. You know, he was 11-4 before the All-Star break. And so, you know, if you can get 5 of those 10 potentially games as a win, you know, then you've got a 16-game winner in your rotation. You know, I'm sure that at least a couple of them would probably be no decisions and maybe a couple losses. That's not going to be quite as dominant as what we saw from him in the first couple of months of the season. But that's still, I mean, that's still, I think, you know, a positive way to contribute to this rotation. Now, and I know that we've kind of the last few days, and I think really for me at least, I can't speak for you, but really for me, that final start before the All-Star break has fueled this conversation for me a little bit, fueled this thought in the back of my head about, okay, let's start prepping and planning and you know, about what happens if Seth Lugo is not quite as sharp down the stretch. You know, we haven't really baked in the possibility that he's not, and that he's great. You know, he continues to be great.
I mean, look,
and then at that point, you know, the sky's the limit then on what the Royals can do.
It's not so much that as it is he going to continue that pace? And that seems unlikely because that pace was absolutely ridiculous. Baseball works as a law of averages a lot of the time. If he is just at worst what he has been the last few years, it's going to be okay. I think he's going to be better than that. When you look at it, if you're not counting on his as just lockdowns, then where do the other wins come in? I'm still looking at the entire team here. If he doesn't win as many games, which is very unlikely that he's going to be a 22-game winner this year. That just doesn't happen a lot anymore in Major League Baseball. Okay, I'll accept that. But all that means is somebody else picks up a couple wins, you know, in the meantime. And I think Wacha is the most likely to do that. I mean, if you looked at a playoff rotation right now and you told me Michael Wacha was your third starter or your fourth starter, I mean, that's why we say if the Royals can get to the postseason, I mean, come on now. Like that's good. That top four, and Marsh is interesting because he can spin you a gem or be bad. Like that's fine because you'll take the gem when you can get it. So it was really good to see that out of Wacha. I think they're going to lean on him hard down the stretch. Bobby Witt Jr. gives you one of those kind of games, you know, where he sort of picks it up himself. Your boy Michael Massey maybe could find a little bit of a groove. And then again, that sort of tells you, all right, one bat. Here's what we pay attention to as well. Adam Frazier led off again. The Michael Garcia leading off experiment may be done. Tommy Pham over on the other side in a nice, perhaps, showcase for the Royals went 2 for 4. It's hitting 270. He's leading off for them. He's right there. He's not playing center field, which is a bit of a problem, but he's leading off. And so basically, could you swap Tommy Pham for Adam Frazier right now? And there's your starting lineup. You still have MJ Melendez to consider. So you still got to have somebody play center field. And I don't know that, that's going to be the issue is can Renfroe, Melendez, and if they got a guy like Tommy Pham, could they come in who plays center field? And that is a problem. That is a bit of a problem because you want to have Fermin's bat in there too. So, that's the only issue there is does the player they trade for need to be able to lead off and play center field? Well, yeah, I mean, I think that's the perfect case scenario. So if you're watching us on our video stream and listening to us, you might have heard a little bumper music. That's what I'm talking about. Just we're working through some things. Our boss, Tony, is now joining the video stream as we are testing. So this is the big reason we're doing that. So when we have guests right now, even on our video stream, we take their audio. They call into the show, much like you guys do, by the way, the IHOP hotline, 869-1240. If you want to call in right now, feel free. But we want to be able to have these guests on video. So we have Tony here. Tony, can we hear you?
Yeah, I think you can. Can you hear me pretty good? Yeah.
Yes, we
Ooh,
can.
look at that. That's nice.
So when we have
Too
guests
hot, Tony.
now, and we will be able to just bring them in this way. This is cool. This is why we're doing that. Maybe we'll get some of our insider and we'll still take guests by call too, because people are driving around doing their thing. But this gives us the ability now to do this, which will be a lot of fun on our thing. So Tony, 25 years ago ish, this thing started up with Bruce way back in the day. You ever see this evolution coming?
Yeah, no, I didn't. And working with you guys
Hey, Jacob, I'm testing off air. If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up, Jacob.
I'm doing half the work there, and of course, I think he's adjusting my level because I might be too hot. But Yeah, it's amazing how we can do all this, and it looks really good. I don't look too bad on video.
Yeah. Look at that, Tony. Tony's a TV guy. Everyone, face made for radio and all that. You've probably been
Yeah,
catching that joke. That's not
yeah,
very nice.
yeah. And I
We
think
got
I can hear Tommy. I heard Tommy laugh in the background. That was pretty
Yeah,
good.
I got you. I got you.
Yeah, look,
Yeah, so
I think most people are used to the old Zoom call thing, where the audio quality on our guests' video calls will be something, no different than a phone call. The big thing for us, just for for the listeners who care, we had to check audio quality. In my ears, it sounds okay. I don't know what it sounds like going over the air
yeah,
right now. If it does not sound good, let us know. But I
yeah,
think
yeah,
it does.
yeah.
I can
And,
hear
and we,
myself.
Yeah. And I know we've got Jad in the studio, but this is going to be perfect for like if we get guests on, coach from Wichita State, Bill Self from K, things like that, where we can not just have them on the phone anymore, we can throw them on
Right.
video, and it sounds great. It sounds actually better than a phone call once we get everything tweaked out. But
Yeah.
yeah, this is pretty nice. So, okay,
Allows
I'll let
us.
you guys go. I think we got a good test successful on this end.
Yeah, there's Tony. We're gonna go just a
Yeah,
couple
I'm
more
gonna
minutes
leave.
here. Jad, I'm gonna ask you a question. Let's test Jad's audio here, because Jad, we like to have Jad in too.
Sure,
Jad, now
sure.
when we come out of this, Jad, are we trying to hit the hard break back in, or are we just gonna rejoin the fellas there at BetQL cold? Because I can't hear what's out there right now on the Infinity Sports Network.
Well, we'll get as close to it as we can. That's what we'll try and do. We'll see how well we can time it with what's going on there.
Now you just tell me then when we need to take a break, but I can hear you fine, Jad.
Right.
And that sounds good. I could hear you as well off the air. Now, again, to those folks out there listening who don't care,
Yeah,
just
they didn't hear that, but
4
yeah.
minutes here.
Well, hey, the good thing is
Figuring these
we've
out.
also got some cue music, some bumper music that will probably end up in your ears that can, help you figure out when it's time for us to go
That's
to a
true.
break.
I did hear the
Right.
test on that, so I'll be able to do that. So for me, and we bounce around sometimes. Tommy's at home. It's all a little bit different in what we see and what we hear, and we've developed this routine. You can't see it on my camera, and I can't really turn my camera, but I got a computer over here that used to run things and like all these different directions. So we had to switch it up, but it sounds like we've got this thing under control, and it'll be fun. And as we continue to evolve this, and I think people understand this, like we're really lengthening out a runway to be rocking and rolling and at full steam ahead come football season. We are now, we've got our 12 News Connected, and you're not seeing anything on 12 News Connected right now, but we've got that partnership going, Monday through Friday. We've got, all the different ways you can listen to and watch the show. So should be a lot of fun. We're excited about that. Tommy,
Sure. Stand by.
give us a quick update here, if you can, on the Open.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously the major storyline, Tiger Woods misses the cut, Rory McIlroy misses the cut. So there's clearly Shane Lowry's leading the tournament. He's a former Open
Tony's on
champion.
the line for a test call.
So it's
the studio.
definitely going to be a fun weekend. Today's going to be moving day. Scotty Scheffler's teeing off here in just a few minutes from now. Shane Lowry will be teeing off in just a little bit, and should be fun. I mean, I think the major story is going to be, can Scotty Scheffler find himself near the lead going into Sunday in a major championship again?
I think he's putting for birdie, and he missed it. Gee, come on, Scotty. Missed it by about an inch. All right, so now joining us on the line is Tony Dusing once again.
Wow.
Now we're testing a phone call. Tony, how are you? Can you hear us? No Tiger Woods.
Okay, we're doing good. And you know what? Let me tell you about Tiger Woods. He's still fun to watch, even though he kind of sucks right now. I'm glued. Like the first day of the British Open or the Open, I was watching pretty much the whole time he was playing, and it's still exciting to watch. But I wish he could do better.
Did you, by the way, I mean, this is I think a good, and not that we don't need to get into it right now, but I don't know if you saw this, Jacob, but Colin Montgomery kind of called out Tiger Woods, legendary golfer Colin Montgomery, basically said that Tiger should just retire, like hang it up. He's not going to be able to compete anymore. I mean, because, he obviously finished where he did in this Open Championship. And Tiger came back and he said, hey, look, I'm exempt because I'm a former champion. Colin Montgomery is not. That's why I'm playing in it, and he's not.
Tiger Woods, I'd say kiss my tail, man. I'll play
Yeah.
as long as I can.
Yeah. But I think it does, I think, maybe beg the question to an extent, like these sort of outings for Tiger Woods, does that tarnish his legacy?
No.
I mean, when, he's kind of a shell of his former self.
He's old. He's he's had like 9 surgeries. Of course he is. I'll tell you this: Colin Montgomery. I don't know him or pay any attention to him. He's not reading the room correctly. The average fan still wants to watch Tiger Woods take a swing at it, right? Even if he never wins again, I would rather see him play in every tournament and try. There has not been a better golf moment than when he won the Masters. What year was that? 2020?
2019. 2019.
Not been a better thing that's happened in golf in the last decade. There just hasn't been. Even Scheffler's crazy arrest and all that. Like, nothing has been more interesting than Tiger Woods doing that. So Colin Montgomery can cram it. I'm with Tiger on that. And I'm not even a Tiger Woods guy, but he absolutely makes things more interesting every time he's out there. Okay, so I hear the bumper music. That's my cue. We appreciate everybody joining us on a Sports Daily Saturday testing experience. You got to come inside radio here for a minute. So we'll be back Monday. We'll have it all ready to roll. We're gonna go this way. So we'll see if we can get some of our guests next week to join us via video. We'll work on that this weekend. But we appreciate everybody being here with you. Tony, Jad, Tommy, everybody, enjoy your weekend.